So we'll be starting with Ebru Taşdemir from Taz Gazete. She has been an editor in Taz newspaper since 2010, and she's also a project manager in the new German Media Makers. She's a project manager of the mentoring program of that organization. She's also an author, and as far as I know, a mother of 2 daughters, yeah? Okay. So,
thank you. Well, good morning. Nice to see you. What a nice, small and cozy around here. I just have to mention that I have a son and a daughter first, and then I'm not an editor at Taz since 2010. I was a freelance author for very different publications here in Germany, and I'm an editor since January 2017. We started with Taz Gazete because Taz Gazete is one of the special projects now in Germany, like I don't know if you know Özgürüz from Can Dündar. It's also a platform for online journalists, and especially for journalists who are still in Turkey, and they bring information to the Turkish people, like over Periscope mostly in the last days. And there's also one platform which is in Köln. It's called Artegerçek, and it's more or less a Kurdish platform. And they also work with a lot of journalists abroad who are now here in Germany or in Holland or somewhere else. And there are smaller platforms like Gözkulak. Maybe you haven't heard of it. It comes from 2 female journalists who are living in Köln also. And Taz Gazete started in January 2017 with one journalist from Cumhuriyet who couldn't go back because a lot of his colleagues were put into jail in October 2016, maybe you heard of it. And he was then a resident journalist at Taz at this time, and he decided to stay here. So we have this colleague, Ali Çelikan, who is the real Turkish journalist in this project, and all the other ones are like me, born and raised here in Germany, and we have like a Turkish background. And there is a project manager, Fatma Aydemir, who was at Taz in the Culture and Society, as a Culture and Society editor, and a friend of mine and a colleague of mine is Canset İçpınar, and we are like 2 parts of one job in this Taz Gazete, because I'm still a project manager in the New German Media Makers also. We try to publish almost every day 1 article, and it's like publishing 2 articles, because as you can imagine that the reading, that the approach to news in Turkey and in Germany differs somewhat because you have to put in German article, you have to edit it for the German audience, and the Turkish articles who are translated from the German origins, you have to put in some cultural things that the Turkish audience can't know. So you always write like 2 articles out of 1. And we try to empower journalists who are still in Turkey. We try to work with them, and we try to work with journalists in different places, not only in Istanbul. That was the main problem, maybe also in the Gezi times, because most of the journalists were based in Istanbul, and you didn't get any information in the other regions, like what is happening in the Kurdish part, what is happening in the Mersin and Antalya part. So we try to reach a lot of journalists who can't work anymore, who are kicked out of their jobs, who are under pressure maybe, and we try to help them through publish your article at our platform. You can use another name if you want to, and we are, maybe you know what Taz pays, but it's, I think it's okay when you live in Turkey, so it's a normal article salary for every author who gets his article published at Taz Gazette. So we are like 4 editors, and we have always a volunteer, and we have since 2 months, yes, we have also one colleague from Birgün who is a journalist in residence because he had to flee. And he is working with us, but as you can imagine, his first days are full with German lectures and like how to get a place for his child in a school, and so he can't write so much as he wants to. And yeah, that's Taz Gazette.